was hot and heavy, John.
Yeah, it's a little clogged. I'm getting pissed. I should have rolled a doobie.
What are those, Kona beers?
Yeah. It's like a good starter. And then I switched to this, which is like my new favorite. Dude, there are so many good breweries down here in Florida that I've just been like stumbling upon recently. And yeah, it's like, you know, it's an IPA, but it's not like, I don't need a steak knife.
You have a cooler or a fridge in there?
I have like, so Heather's family does, God, this could be a whole show.
I thought you were going to say they were downstairs.
They, instead of,
They do.
instead
They
of,
came over for dinner.
instead of Secret Santa, because, you know, they don't believe in Santa, they have Hannukah Harry. I tried to explain, no, that's not, you're totally misunderstanding the point, but whatever. It's basically where, you know, a group of people randomly get assigned to buy a present for somebody else. And we go online and we can like say, hey, if you're looking for me, because we've never met in real life, I'm interested in these kind of things. And last year, I asked for this, a beautiful Carhartt cooler. I've used it every single show we've done.
I
And
like
it
that.
hasn't ruined my floor because I usually don't clean it up until Tuesday afterwards. It's
If
full
you-
of water.
If you can record one Harry Hannukah conversation, oh my God.
Oh, it's all Jewish. It's oh, you mean like with Heather? Like when I tried to tell her, like, no.
It's like, I couldn't hear
There's
you
no
saying,
Harry.
guys, you're missing the point.
No, you should call it. Oh, I came up with an alternate name for it, which was pretty funny, but now I can't remember it because I'm drunk and high. But I was like, Harry is no one. There's no one named Harry. Like, first of all, just right off the bat, there's no Harry in the Hanukkah lore,
Yeah.
in the mythology of the Judaism. So
What
you
a
gotta get rid
good
of that.
bit. Dude, and I see you, I'm picturing you like sitting on the couch, looking up your gift and literally texting it across the room to them.
I was like, we should call it Mystery Mensch.
Harry Hannukah.
Yeah. It's
Like,
no weirder than the Santa story.
I was gonna say, in her defense, Santa's not real, and we don't believe. I mean, I guess we.
Whoa, we might have to edit that part out.
That's not good for defense. Like, be creative. Come up with a fake person
Oh,
that
yeah.
you all worship and behave for year round.
And then
Like the elf
Goes
on the
down your
shelf.
chimney. Yeah.
I like discovered the elf on the shelf is basically just a spy. He's basically just a nun in an elf's costume. I was like, screw that. He's not judging her. He gives her treats. There's enough.
Do you guys do Elf on the Shelf? My kids are. I mean, they're too young.
Yeah.
this is our first
Yeah, we
year.
do.
You do it already,
Yeah.
John? Ah.
Yes.
You?
And that's what I'm saying.
Hannah
I'm
gets
saying-
it?
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
come
I
on.
don't even get it.
In the make-believe, it's going to come very easy for this child.
Yeah.
She's surrounded by it constantly. I'm constantly forcing her to like recite pretend people's names to me. I'm like, now Captain America, what's his name? She's like, Steve Rogers. I'm like, very good. Here's a lollipop. But yeah, she gets it, and she looks for him. But we let her name him because you know, like, don't they name them?
Mhm.
She named him Christmas. I was like, creative, real good.
Not as creative as ours is. Ours is Elfie.
That's really lazy.
I thought you didn't do Elf on the Shelf. You do that, man? I thought you
It was
said you
our-
were against Elf on the Shelf.
I was. We had the thing, you know, the big calendar, and you would put a piece of candy in the date. Worked just fine. And then everyone around them, all their friends and cousins, except for Chris, all had it. And they kept asking for it. I'm like, fine, fuck, just get it. And it was fine. And then they both broke down in tears when he left. I'm like, this is just not worth it.
I might do a Harry Hannukah
Plus,
on the shelf.
You
I
can't.
like that better.
Chris, it's called
It's
the
a-
Mensch on a bench. We have both of them. He looks
love it.
like
Mensch on
a
the bench.
fat Jewish guy sitting on a bench, and he leaves you half of whatever he would have given you whole. It's not true. It's not right now.
The bigger problem with it is, stressful time during the holidays. You got to do a bunch of stuff, and you have a couple drinks, and you forget to hide it, and you're rushing down in the morning, and it's like, you got to find a place for it. It's in the same place it was for the last 3 days. You sleeping?
Like he's tired.
It's got a lot to do.
See, I get drunk, and then I think of things to do with that thing.
Yeah, see, that's what
I'm
I
like,
would do.
I gotta do that elf thing. See, for us, it's like she gets like little treats from the elf leading up to Christmas. He doesn't judge her. He's not watching her. He's not some creep. He does.
We leave that to Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harry takes care of that.
Harry weirds everyone out year round. We should just leave him out year round. The Mensch.
I'm gonna Google Mensch on the. Did you make it up?
I wish, man. I'd be a millionaire if I made that up. I want to make up one for Kwanzaa though, like
Slippery slope.
Yeah, careful.
You better stop recording now.
Technical difficulty.
Let's stick with the Jewish. We're good there.
This isn't.
John, like when you're Jewish, you can use the jokes.
That's true.
Yeah.
I am not black.
It's the only reason Watley converted to Judaism in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Does it offend you as a Jewish person? No, it offends me as a comedian.
Oh man, I'm looking at the Mensch on the bench.
Yeah, same.
It's real.
This is a real thing.
That's why I'm saying there's got to be a Kwanzaa one, like
Oh my
There
God.
he is.
what's the equivalent to the Mensch on the bench? Yeah. Adiba, diba, 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 diba. See, I've seen Fiddler on the Roof, so it's okay. I can make that joke.
This is great.
You're getting one of those if you don't have one already.
I feel like we're gonna start this tradition
Dude,
here. Can we borrow this?
I have one,
Oh, you do have one.
and I think it's awesome because like the Hannukah Harry, they don't get it, but with the Mensch on the bench, it's like they're making fun of it. So I really enjoy the Mensch over the sneaky.
So this is on the same Google search, John. Do you guys have Schmelf the Hanukkah elf? This is a real thing. If you guys can see the top there, Schmelf the Hanukkah elf.
Schmelf? That's not a name.
SHMELF takes a journey from the North Pole and discovers the joys of Hanukkah.
It should be little Snoop on the stoop.
Let's just all agree on one made up story and do one weird, creepy doll that watches you. Let's just do one.
I know. It's like,
John,
how many ways can we be controlled? God damn it.
Tracy Morgan did a bit. I just found it on Jimmy Kimmel like 5 years ago. It was called the brother in the cupboard for Kwanzaa. That's it.
That is so good.
Kwanzaa elf on the shelf, and that's the first thing that came up.
Brother in the cupboard.
Brother in the cupboard.
Indian in the cupboard. I like it. Damn it. That froze me in my tracks. I was like about to write down a note to revisit something funny, but that was just so good. The brother in the cupboard. I forgot who it was.
That's
Oh
too
my
perfect.
God. See, that's why he's Tracy Morgan and I'm Comic John.
I was equal parts nervous and curious to see what you were going to come up with.
Yeah, I wanted to stop it.
So I'm glad we went with Tracy Morgan.
I wanted something on the stoop, on the bench, on the shelf, on the stoop.
Snoop on the stoop.
And cupboard, I mean, that's kind of unoriginal. There's a book, Indian in the Cupboard. Come on, Tracy. But it rhymes, and it's just too good. And their cupboard is not the cupboard that the Indian was in.
This is true.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a different cupboard.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
Do you refer to do you have a place in your house that you refer to as the cupboard?
It's a pantry closet, right?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Like, isn't that the pantry? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use the word cupboard.
I almost don't use pantry. I don't like
What
pantry.
do you call that room where like your food is?
Closet. Because if whatever we're discussing,
food closet.
Just the closet.
Yeah.
Because like if we're talking,
that's where the jackets go.
And I say
jackets go in the
it's
closet.
in the closet, she's not going to think the closet because we don't have one for jackets because we don't have jackets. But like she's going to know that it's the food closet that I'm referring to.
So any room like that is just a closet. Whether it's your shoes, the food, it doesn't matter.
Well, we don't have a room for shoes.
So any doors within a room is just a closet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, unless there's a bed in there, it's just a closet with a door.
Right? So you call it your bedroom closet? Like your bedroom closet, or that's just a closet?
We call it the walk-in closet.
Ah.
I know.
Does anyone else want to see John as a realtor all of a sudden? Like giving you a tour of a home, and he's just like, yeah, you got a closet here, a closet here, a closet here, a closet here. If there's no bed, it's a fucking closet. Do you want it or not?
The listing will be like 14 closet, 5 bedroom palace.
This is your standard kitchen closet. This is your laundry closet. This is your toilet closet.
Right. Like if Heather says, where is the dryer sheets? I'm going to say it's probably in the closet. Well, no, I'll say in the laundry room. But the laundry room is, I mean, let's be honest, a glorified closet. 2 machines in it.
The noisy closet.
Just the pantry.
And by definition, it has no bed in there. So.
Yeah. Wait, now the laundry room and the pantry are both closets now.
They're both closets, yes. That is correct.
You have a bedroom, a bathroom, a kitchen, closets.
Shut up! Any room without a bed and no exit and just one entry, fucking closet. Bathroom, closet.
Technically, it's a water closet.
Water closet. Yeah,
water closet.
That's like how back in the day they used to call the refrigerator like the ice box. Let's call the bathroom from now on the water closet.
Water closet.
The water closet.
Where's Hannah? I can't find her. She just ran into the water closet.
Not to be confused with the dryer sheet closet, the food closet, or any other of the 14 in John's palace.
When they first start selling refrigerators and freezers, it was like an amazing invention. They didn't know what to call it. So I said, what is that? What's the box we put ice in? It's the ice box. It's it.
But doesn't that make you laugh? Like somebody was brilliant enough to come up with the technology, but then when it came to naming, they were like out of brain power. We're going to do this, and this does this, and this. And then they're like, what do you call it? Box of ice? Like we're out of ideas at that point.
Box.
Yeah, like Edison was
ice
like, bulb,
fireball, cube. I don't know. I don't do that part. I do
light, bulb. This is gonna like change the way we exist.
He just finished explaining the filament and all of the electricity and everything, and that's just bulb.
Bulb.
Pick 4 letters. All right.
I'm not posting any of this episode.
Dryer sheet closet might be my favorite thing to come out of all this.
Water closet.
Laundry room, glorified closet.
Speaking of real estate, did you hear that that realtors are now not supposed to use the reference master bedroom?
Right, it's prime.
It's primary bedroom now.
Binary room.
Yeah,
I can't take it.
It's ridiculous.
I think it's great. Change everything. Get rid of all the statues. Get rid of all the flags. Like, just fucking start over. It's been enough, okay?
The whole country?
It's been so long pretending. Let's just move on. What are statues for anyway? They're for birds to shit on and for us to take our picture fucking next to. Let's just move on. Come on. Who the fuck cares?
I do not have any photos next to a statue.
Nor
I don't think I do either.
I definitely do.
It's so dumb.
But I do have.
We have to get rid of the flag, though, John. We have to get rid of the American flag.
Get rid of Lincoln statue. Get rid of everybody. Just tear them all down and just start over. Because you know what? Nothing will change if we do it. Tell me what'll change if we get rid of fucking statues. Keep the Mount Rushmore. Keep that, because that was the guy who was fucking rock climbing before rock climbing was a thing, and chiseling a face. Just imagine that. He would do the nose for like 5 hours and then climb all the way down.
If the audio wasn't on right now, it looked like he was just jerking something big off.
No, that was the nostril. All right, the nostril. Then he would climb down, get in his car, drive 5 miles away, and look at it and be like, "Oh fuck, the nostril's off by a hair." Rebecca, that's the only one worth keeping up.
Anything carved into a mountain, keep. You made the effort, because when they made it, there were no cars. He was hopping on a donkey.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have a good telescope or anything to look, so he's like, I think, all right, I'll just go back and do it more. And took like 40 years to make it. Yes, you can carve it into a mountain. I'm fine with it.
Finished for him. You know that, right?
Is that true? How do you know so much about that?
Because it's the only one worth caring about. All the rest is just, yeah, whatever. You wish you were Michelangelo. You did Abe Lincoln sitting in the chair. Big deal. He's on the penny. He's on the nickel. He's on the 5. Get all their faces off my money. Like, let's just move on here. They're not gods.
Oh, we're changing currency too.
Change it all.
Just credit cards.
Put the amount it is, and let's move on. Get these faces off.
Just superheroes. We should convert to superheroes.
I was going to say, I mean, if you're going to put someone on a dollar bill, give them a cape or a mask of some sort, not just their ugly face that someone painted on over 5 hours of them standing still, like some weirdo with their wooden teeth.
You struck a nerve.
I know, I like this.
Ridiculous. I'm like, how are people getting mad about this? It doesn't matter. It's statues and flags and, well, we just added the money part in, but come on. It's nothing. Nothing's going to change. You're still going to have your family,
the American
people that love
flag,
you.
They can't get rid of the American.
Hey, the American flag is fine. To be honest, the Confederate rebel flag, the one that they're like tearing off everywhere and NASCAR's not allowed to have it, that's a cooler looking flag.
What did you guys make of that whole NASCAR saga this week? Like, there's a noose, and then it's just a rope that was on a garage door, and then he kind of doubles down and says there was racial tension. The whole thing was just very odd, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a big coincidence, that it was just his garage, but both stories made sense. Then they put the picture out of it. I'm like, okay, looks more like a noose than a pull rope, but I get it, right? I said, just show one more picture of another garage door with that on it, and I'm good. If it was a coincidence, it's a really, really bad timing. But I'll say one thing, like, I was slightly interested in NASCAR for a short period of time.
I was so amazed by them. I thought of all the sports, oh my God, what are they doing? They're going to lose 50% of their crowd. But good for them for being ballsy and doing that. I kind of was impressed.
Have you guys ever been to a NASCAR race?
I've been to Talladega twice.
It's really fun.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I
almost couldn't handle it.
I would say it's like the best cross-section of America at a sporting event.
Now, can you, similar to like a horse race, are you sitting, like, you can also inside the...
You can be in the infield, yeah. Now, that's another one. Did you guys get to see the Belmont? I know you guys might not be like horse junkies like we are, but the Belmont race last weekend, which was a Triple Crown race.
Completely off my radar.
Canceled. I wasn't like looking for it. I thought it wasn't a thing, and I didn't hear about it.
So the Triple Crown is 3 races.
Yeah. Like I usually watch them every single year.
And the Derby is first, and then the Preakness, and then the Belmont. So they moved the first 2 later, and they actually had the Belmont last weekend. So it's normally the end of the Triple Crown, but it was the first year.
Cool. That's cool.
Right behind the Masters. Cool. The Kentucky Derby is number 2 behind the Masters of sporting events that I want to attend.
Highly encourage.
And coming from a someone who likes to make many wagers on sporting events. I love the Triple Crown races. And anytime you can drink whiskey all day leading up to a horse race, I'm in. But I completely missed.
What was his odds? It was that Tiz guy, right? Tiz something?
He was like 7-2 or something. Like, it was fairly low, I thought.
Yeah, I think he went off even less than that, Matt. It really didn't pay to win. But the third horse had like 14-1 odds. So if you had the trifecta, it hit pretty nice.
What was the name of the winning horse?
Tiz something, right? Tiz the Whiz, or Tiz the something.
Tiz to win or something like
Tiz.
that. It's a
Tiz child's play.
But so you guys, on those big races like that, it's all day. Like, we only see one race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they show you the Belmont or they show you the Kentucky Derby or whatever. But and I didn't even realize this until we went to the Derby several years ago, it's 2 full days of racing. Like, we went Friday, you get dressed up, you do the whole thing all day, drinking, whatever. You go back Saturday, you do the whole thing. And then just the last race of the day on Saturday is the one that's on TV.
That is nuts.
I found out the same.
Gambling is like times 1,000.
Oh, you're a degenerate, and you're just bombed out of your mind by the time the main race goes.
Pretending you're a horse expert. Well, not you, but if Matt, Chris, and I were there, we'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I think that's a good mare. Good mare."
Everybody's an expert for a day, and they all have like a cigar and like a race form, and they're like, "Well, he's a little bit lathered up.
He's good in the mud."
His mutter was a mutter.
What did I just say?
When we went to the Preakness twice, and the first time we went, we went out the night. Right? Yeah, and then he's like, "The bus will be here at 7 a.m." I'm like, "For what?" And we get there, and I think it had rained the day before, but there's nothing. At 9 a.m. or whatever, 10 a.m. they start the races. There's nothing to do but drink and gamble on the races. And you're waiting in line, you're shuffling in a line, and you got your book, and you're like, I'm going to give you a 20, and I'm just going to read you these names. And you put in a different combination. And when we were waiting to get the fence, and all of a sudden, I'm sure it was the same for NASCAR, but the horses go right by. You have no idea what's happening. And you look it up. And then
isn't horse racing one of those amazing things that, like, you're betting on the color of the jockey or the name of the horse or some like missile or the number because it's your kid's favorite number or some random shit, but then when it wins, all of a sudden you're an expert.
Yep.
Like, you're like, yeah, I knew he was gonna pull that off. Okay, all right, yeah, let me go cash that in.
Any odds that were in any combination of like a birthday or like any like that's it.
Destiny.
He's
meant to be.
It's the universe.
He's 25-1 odds. Got married in the 20. Yeah, I like Piccolo in the third.
Have you guys ever been to a NASCAR? I'm not a NASCAR
I like
person,
Van
obviously,
Poppel.
but have you ever been to a NASCAR race? I've heard those are just unbelievable too.
They're amazing.
Yeah, that's what
Dude,
I've heard.
I've been to Talladega twice, and it's like a stadium that fits like 300,000. It's something that like you'll never see in sports. And what you said, Kev, it is like a nexus of Americans where they just forget about everything, about things that they would normally argue about anywhere else. Like, black guys talking to a whole bunch of rednecks with MAGA hats on and just laughing and having that's the most extreme. But like, seriously,
but it's really like that.
It's crazy. It's like I would walk up to a group thinking that like, oh God, I have to avoid this fight that's about to happen, and no, they'd be like playing beer pong or cornhole.
Where's Talladega?
Everyone's unified over beers and loud engines. Like, there's something about it that's unifying, and we're all just like I love you, man.
For those 3 days or whatever, we're all going to agree that we all love these 3 things, and that's all we're going to really talk about. We're not going to talk about anything else that exists outside of this campsite. It's crazy. They set up like mobile strip clubs, like strip tents. Like, it's nuts. It's like nothing you've ever seen. It's like a college tailgate times 1,000.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Can you rate the mobile strip club?
Negative 17 million. Like there is no inebriation that you could reach where you would even consider what was on stage attractive.
But again, it's this beautiful cross section because it may be Peaches, who's 3 months pregnant, dancing with, Bambi, who, might have some meth mouth going on. But it's this beautiful union of people. Everyone's getting along.
Sounds like a 6 or 7 to me.
So here's the bigger problem, and I hope Kenny's keeping this list current. We have a lot of places we're all going together after pandemic.
What's the frequency, Canada? Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'm going to drive Cabo into the ground.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
I was listening to Blame It on Mexico on the way to work today, Chris, just because of your tag.
We might as well just get a luxury RV and just drive everywhere.
I get car sick. I want to fly to Cabo and not move.
Break it down.